There's something unsettling about certain childhood memories, something that lingers in the back of your mind, twisting once innocent moments into strange, eerie nightmares. For many who grew up watching SpongeBob SquarePants, one episode stands out from the rest, not for its humor, but for the lingering feeling of unease it leaves behind. Today, we're going to explore one of the creepiest episodes ever created, Rock Bottom. At first glance, it seems like just another quirky SpongeBob adventure. SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally end up in a strange and unfamiliar place after a wrong bus ride. But there's more to this episode than meets the eye. Rock Bottom feels wrong. The tones, the atmosphere, even the characters, the whole episode gives off an eerie, unsettling vibe that has haunted viewers for years. Was this episode meant to disturb us? Was it trying to convey something more sinister under the surface? We're going to dive deep into the world of Rock Bottom and uncover its hidden layers of horror, exploring what makes this episode one of the most mysterious, uncomfortable, and downright terrifying moments in SpongeBob history. Part 1. The Descent into Rock Bottom. The episode begins innocently enough. SpongeBob and Patrick, fresh off an exciting day at Glove World, are ready to head home. But the mood quickly shifts when they board the wrong bus, setting off a chain of events that leads them far, far away from Bikini Bottom. As the bus descends deeper and deeper into the ocean, the once bright and colorful world of SpongeBob starts to fade into darkness. There's something almost symbolic about this descent. It feels like SpongeBob and Patrick are leaving behind the safety of their world and entering a place that was never meant for them. The landscape becomes increasingly twisted, with jagged rocks and strange, unnatural formations. The once familiar comfort of Bikini Bottom is replaced by a strange, alien environment that feels cold and menacing. It's at this moment that the episode truly starts to play with the audience's emotions. We watch as SpongeBob and Patrick are dropped off in Rock Bottom, a place that looks and feels completely wrong. The colors are muted, the atmosphere is heavy, and the entire place seems to be enveloped in a suffocating sense of despair. The darkness here is not just literal, it's emotional. Some have compared this descent to a journey into the unknown, a metaphor for losing control and being thrown into a world that doesn't follow the rules. The bus, which should have taken them home, has instead led them into a nightmare, and from the moment they step off, we know something is very wrong. Part 2. The Unfamiliar World. The world of Rock Bottom is unlike anything we've ever seen in SpongeBob. The creatures are strange, their faces distorted in unnatural ways. Their language is almost incomprehensible, with each word punctuated by an unsettling raspberry sound. It's as if the episode is deliberately trying to make everything as uncomfortable as possible for both SpongeBob and the viewer. What's especially eerie about the creatures in Rock Bottom is how they treat SpongeBob and Patrick. At first, they seem indifferent, ignoring SpongeBob's pleas for help as he desperately tries to communicate. But as the episode progresses, their indifference starts to feel more like malice. There's something about the way they watch SpongeBob, as though they're waiting for him to slip up, waiting for the right moment to strike. The design of Rock Bottom itself is disorienting. It's dark, jagged, and hostile. Even the bus stop sign feels like it belongs in a nightmare, flickering in and out of existence, teasing SpongeBob with the hope of escape before vanishing once more. It's a world where nothing makes sense, and every attempt at leaving only drags SpongeBob deeper into its grasp. One of the most unsettling details is how SpongeBob is left completely isolated. Even Patrick, his loyal companion, disappears early in the episode, leaving SpongeBob alone to face this bizarre and hostile world. This sense of isolation is amplified by the strange, dreamlike quality of the episode. It feels almost like a fever dream, a place that exists just beyond reality, where nothing is quite right. Part 3. The Paranoia Sets. As SpongeBob struggles to find a way out of Rock Bottom, the atmosphere becomes even more suffocating. Every attempt to catch the bus back home fails, as each bus leaves at impossible speeds, vanishing before SpongeBob even has a chance to react. The repeated failures create a sense of hopelessness. No matter how hard SpongeBob tries, he can't seem to escape. This repetition starts to wear on SpongeBob, and on the viewer as well. The episode does an excellent job of building tension through this constant cycle of hope and despair. Each time the bus approaches, there's a fleeting moment of relief, only to have it snatched away at the last second. It's as if rock bottom itself is toying with SpongeBob, deliberately preventing him from leaving. And then there's the balloon. When one of the rock bottom inhabitants offers SpongeBob a balloon to help him float up to the bus stop, it feels almost too convenient, too easy. The entire episode has been filled with frustration and confusion, so this sudden act of kindness feels off. Why is this creature helping him now? And why does it feel like the balloon is just another trap? Part 4. The Time Loop. Theory. One of the most fascinating and eerie fan theories about this episode is that SpongeBob is actually trapped in a time loop. Some believe that rock bottom is not just a physical place, but a psychological prison. SpongeBob is stuck in a never-ending cycle, doomed to repeat his attempts to escape over and over again, with no real way out. The evidence for this theory lies in the way the episode is structured. Every attempt to catch the bus follows the same pattern, with the bus arriving, SpongeBob running towards it, and the bus speeding away before he can get on. This repetition feels almost unnatural, as if time itself is working against SpongeBob. It's as if rock bottom is a place where the rules of reality don't apply, where time bends and twists, trapping its victims in a perpetual state of helplessness. The eerie part? SpongeBob never seems to acknowledge that he's trapped. He just keeps trying, over and over again, like a character in a nightmare who doesn't realize they're dreaming. And maybe that's the scariest part of all. SpongeBob is stuck, and he doesn't even know it. Part 5. The Horror of Isolation. At its core, rock bottom taps into one of humanity's deepest fears, the fear of being lost, alone, and helpless in an unfamiliar world. It's a feeling that many of us have experienced at some point in our lives, whether it's being lost in a strange city or feeling out of place in a new environment. But rock bottom takes that fear and amplifies it to terrifying levels. The episode strips away everything familiar and safe about SpongeBob's world, leaving him alone in a dark, strange place where nothing makes sense. There's no safety net, no one to help him. He's truly on his own. Even when SpongeBob finally escapes rock bottom, there's no real sense of closure. The episode ends abruptly, with SpongeBob floating back to the surface, leaving behind the strange world of rock bottom. But the unease lingers. We never learn what rock bottom truly is, or why it exists. It remains a mystery, lurking in the depths, waiting to trap its next victim. Part 6. What does rock bottom represent? Many fans have speculated that rock bottom represents more than just a strange, alternate world. Some see it as a metaphor for depression or anxiety, a place where no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to escape. Others believe it's a commentary on the fear of the unknown, of being thrown into a situation where nothing makes sense and you have no control. Whatever the true meaning behind rock bottom, one thing is certain: it leaves a mark on those who watch it. The eerie atmosphere, the bizarre inhabitants, and the sense of inescapable doom make it one of the most unsettling episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants.